Welcome to the Indie Film Hustle Podcast, episode number 377. Con men have long known that their job is not to convince skeptics, but to enable the gullible to continue to believe what they want to believe. Thomas Sowell.
Broadcasting from the back alley in Hollywood, it's the Indie Film Hustle Podcast, where we show you how to survive and thrive as an indie filmmaker in the jungles of the film biz. And here's your host, Alex Ferrari.
Welcome to another episode of the Indie Film Hustle Podcast. I am your humble host, Alex Ferrari. Today's show is sponsored by Rise of the Filmtrepreneur, how to turn your independent film into a profitable business. It's harder today than ever before for independent filmmakers to make money with their films. From predatory film distributors ripping them off to huckster film aggregators who prey upon them, the odds are stacked against the indie filmmaker. The old distribution model of making money with your film is broken, and there needs to be a change. The future of independent filmmaking is the entrepreneurial filmmaker or the filmtrepreneur. In Rise of the Filmtrepreneur, I break down how to actually make money with your film projects and show you how to turn your indie film into a profitable business. With case studies examining successes and failures, this book shows you the step-by-step method to turn your passion into a profitable career. If you're making a feature film, series, or any other kind of video content, the Filmtrepreneur method will set you up for success. The book is available in paperback, ebook, and of course, audiobook. If you want to order it, just head over to www.filmbizbook.com. That's filmbizbook.com. Today's show is also sponsored by the Make Your Movie Boot Camp. You want to make a feature film but have no idea where to begin. I feel you, because that's exactly where I was when I first got started, but I finally decided to stop talking about making a movie and go out and just do it. After working in the business for over 25 years and working with some of the biggest clients and stars in Hollywood, I decided to finally make my first micro-budget feature film that was self-distributed, sold around the world, and I even got a streaming deal from Hulu. It took me years of hard work to learn from my mistakes and to get where I am today. I want to help filmmakers break through their own fears and show them the secret sauce on how to make a profitable film. The Make Your Movie Bootcamp is a 2-day intensive covering on day 1 micro-budget filmmaking and on day 2 the Filmtrepreneur method, where you learn how to create revenue from your feature films. We cover everything from fleshing out your idea, the screenwriting process, finding money, crowdfunding, directing your film, post-production workflows, marketing, film deliverables, self-distribution secrets, and how not to get ripped off by predatory film distributors. The bootcamp takes place March 28th and 29th in Burbank, California, and spaces are limited, so act now. Head over to mymbootcamp.com. That's mymbootcamp.com. Now, today I am continuing my ongoing series of predatory film distribution scams. And this one was, when you think you've heard it all, you haven't. And this is, again, a brand new scam that I had never heard of before in all my years working in the industry. And I've been taken for a ride by some of these scam artists early in my career. But this was new. This was a brand new one. So a member of the tribe reached out to me and they told me about a scam that they almost got caught up into before they contacted an attorney, and the attorney had experience with this specific scam and steered them away from it. And they reached out to me to kind of put the word out to other filmmakers so they don't get taken advantage of by this scam. Now, I'm calling this the minimum guarantee scam. And for many of you who've been listening to the show for a while or read my book, Rise of the Filmtrepreneur, you'll know what a minimum guarantee is. But for everybody else, a minimum guarantee is an upfront payment for your film when you have a distribution deal, when you're signing a distribution deal. So if you're going to sell your movie, or let's say a big distribution company wants to acquire your film, they don't do it very often now, which is one of the more interesting things about this scam. But that distributors would, if they felt that this was a very big movie or they could make a lot of money with it and they wanted to really lock it down from you, they would give you an upfront fee. And that upfront fee could range anywhere from $3,000 to $1 million or $2 million, depending on the film. And in the olden days, minimum guarantees were handed out left and right because there was a lot more money flowing around in the system, as many of you have heard in my past episodes, which I'll link into in the show notes as well, like the death of traditional film distribution and the other predatory scams episodes that I have. I'll have those in the show notes. But you'll know that now they aren't giving those out as often. And if they are, it's very, very minimal. So on a $100,000 movie, they might, and I say big might, a very, very, very small percentage of a percent might get a $5,000 upfront or a $10,000 upfront minimum guarantee, but they're very rare. And they're extremely unheard of now to be able to cover the cost of your production. Before, you could go to a distributor and go, hey, I'm going to have a movie with this guy and this girl, and this is going to be this genre, and this is the director. And they would basically give you a pre-sale or a pre-minimum guarantee. So they would lock down your movie before you ever made your movie, and you could use the money that you were going to sell to this distributor to make the movie. And then you can go sell off rights elsewhere depending on the deal you had. Now, the scam is this, guys. There are a handful of guys or shysters out there who are offering to teach you how to guarantee a minimum guarantee by prepping the package and packaging it all out so they can present it to different distributors, and they will be able to give you a minimum guarantee. Now, the rub on this is that they're asking for a upfront fee for this service, and that isn't completely totally unheard of. Some producers reps and some sales agents not as much. I'm a little hesitant with that, but more producers reps sometimes will charge you an upfront fee depending on the services they're going to give you, whether that might be legal, might be helping you finish the film with like a post-production supervisor or something like that. They'll ask for an upfront fee, and that fee can range anywhere from $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. And there are some very reputable producers reps out there. I know many of them. They've been on the show as well, who do good work and truly care about filmmakers. But the scam with this one, the minimum guarantee scam, is they're not asking for $2,000 or $3,000. They're asking for $60,000 to $80,000 upfront to do this job. And they are selling it like, oh, well, for that $60,000 or $80,000, we're going to be able to get you the financing for your film. You're going to get automatic distribution. Everything's going to be set up. They're going to help you package the deal and really help you produce your film without any major risk, because working with us, we're going to cover you on all of that. Yeah. So this is the scam, guys. That is unheard of. You shouldn't do it. There are companies who do that. You know who they are? CAA, WME, but they don't charge you $60,000 to $80,000 up front to package a film. They'll take a percentage of the money that they raise or the percentage of a deal, just putting the deal together. There's a lot of people out there who say they can go get you money for your film, and that's fine. And a lot of them will take, 5%. I've even heard of a 10% finder's fee, but 5% finder's fee. So if someone shows up with, I'm going to go talk to my friend who's a qualified investor, and he's going to give you $100,000 for your movie, I'm going to get $5,000 out of it because I connected you guys. And they'll probably ask for an executive producer credit, of course. And that's done all the time, but it's based on the work that they've already done. It's a commission-based situation. Whereas these guys are asking for $60,000 to $80,000 up front to help you package this. And they don't have any direct relationships with the money or anything. They're just telling you that they're going to help you get a minimum guarantee. That's their sales pitch. That they have connections in the distribution space, and they're going to call those distributors and they're going to say, hey, look at this package we've put together for you for this film. And that they're going to go, wow, look at this pretty package. Where do I sign up? How much do they want? I'll give you $100,000 or $200,000 minimum guarantee. And then they use that to get the rest of the money. The problem is there's not a lot of success with this Because when you pay them the 60 to 80 grand or more, sometimes I've even heard up to 100 grand or more, they're doing you a service. So they're packaging everything, they're doing all this stuff, and that's what they're charging for. Whether you make it or not, it's irrelevant. Whether you actually get an MG, irrelevant. It's a scary, scary thing, guys. And they kind of prey on desperate independent filmmakers who are green and don't know what's going on. And because this world that we're in right now is so erratic in regards to distribution, in regards to making money with your films and all of that, filmmakers become more and more desperate. And any guy who shows up going, hey, follow me, I can lead you to the promised land, just give me 80 grand up front and we'll be all good. I wanted to put this out there because I know there's a lot of filmmakers out there who don't know these things. So hopefully, this will help you. This episode will help you. I know that the filmmaker, the tribe member who reached out to me and said that they almost fell for this if it wasn't for an attorney who they reached out to who knew the situation. And the basic question you got to ask them is, if someone like this approaches you, just go, show me some proof that this has worked before. Let me talk to some filmmakers that have made this, that your plan that you've put together has worked. That's all you got to do. Ask them for a handful of filmmakers. Ask them for the projects that they worked on. And then look up those filmmakers on IMDb Pro and do your own due diligence. Don't give anybody 60 to 80 grand of money that you don't have in the promise that they might be able to produce some magical MG. It doesn't work this way, guys. So please be very, very careful out there. And I promise you, as the economic environment continues to change, as if anybody has been looking at the market recently, how much it's been dropping lately, and the coronavirus and all the things that are happening in the world, things are starting to change. I mean, look at South by Southwest right now. As of this recording, there's companies pulling left and right out of South by Southwest. I don't know if South by Southwest is going to happen. I think it will. Hopefully it will. But it's going to be a lot less companies and a lot less action there this year because of the coronavirus. So that's an major economical hit to not only South by Southwest, but to the city of Austin, all the flights, all this stuff. That has ripple effects, guys. And you'd be naive to think that what's happening outside in the world is not going to affect the film industry. So as this becomes more and more desperate in the months and years to come, these scam artists and these predatory distributors, aggregators, and other companies and people who are going to become more and more desperate are going to become more and more predatory. So you as filmmakers and independent filmmakers and producers need to be more vigilant, need to educate themselves on this process. I don't want you to be that filmmaker who borrowed 100, 200 grand from their family to make their first movie and it be lost because of a scam or because of a predatory distributor. So I hope this episode does help. Please share this episode with as many filmmakers as you can, because it's getting tougher and tougher out there and becoming more and more predatory. And if you have heard of a new scam or have been a victim of a scam, please hit me up. Let me know. I'll do my investigations and I'll see if I can put it out into the world. The show has morphed a lot since I launched it in 2015. And I'm very happy to be providing value to my audience, to my tribe, to any filmmaker who happens to listen to these episodes, regardless if they listened from episode 1 or if this is their first episode. My goal and mission in life is to help as many people on this planet as possible in multiple different ways. And my people are filmmakers, so I'm helping them out as much as I possibly can with whatever platform I've been able to create over the course of the last 5 years. So please share this episode. Please be very vigilant, and please educate yourselves. Read books, listen to books on Audible, listen to podcasts, read articles and blog posts. Just do as much as you can. Ask people, hire a consultant that can guide you through this stuff. Talk to attorneys, just reach out for the information, because the information is out there. A lot of it's free. This podcast is free, and it's an immense amount of information I put out every week. So look for it, educate yourselves. It's not sexy, but I promise you, if you don't do this, you will become a victim, and you'll be out of this game before you even got started. If you want to get links to anything we spoke about in this episode, please head over to the show notes at indiefilmhustle.com/377. I'll also put links there to the other interviews and other episodes that I've talked about, Predatory Distributors and all that stuff. And one of the biggest resources you can do, guys, and biggest things I have to offer you is this amazing Facebook group that I put together because of the distributor debacle, and is now called Protect Yourself from Predatory Film Distributors and Aggregators. And you just head over to indiefilmhustle.com/protect yourself, and you can sign up there. There'll be 3 questions. Answer those questions. Me or one of my moderators are reviewing every single submission. So it is a very closed-knit community of filmmakers helping each other navigate these waters, these kind of predatory, shark-infested waters of distribution, and how to generate revenue with your films. So definitely go there, indiefilmhustle.com/protect yourself. It's free. Just check it out and take a listen and chime in and help other filmmakers out as well. Thank you for listening, guys. As always, keep that hustle going. Keep that dream alive. And I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Indie Film Hustle podcast at indiefilmhustle.com. That's INDIEFILMHUSTLE.com.